Guys, welcome today to what I'm going to call a Friday edition of All Around the Farm. Guys, it's been one of those weeks. I haven't had 2 minutes to do anything, so I got to change it up a little bit here. I don't have time to start on a project, and it's already Thursday, and tomorrow's Friday. Friday is the day I put this video out, so I have one day to try and get you, my loyal fans, something incredible or close enough to watch and enjoy. So I got to do it a little backwards. I've been going to take you all on a crop tour because several have asked, how are crops doing around here? Well, I'm going to take you for a ride, and it's going to be a little bit for both of us because I haven't looked at a thing all week. My day job got real busy, real fast right now, so I haven't had much time to do anything except for that. But I have a few minutes right now. I thought, man, it'd be nice to get that Farmall out. Still got a plow day coming up. Maybe give that a quick power wash, take her for a spin, have a good look at some crops, and see what things are going on. Welcome. And for those of you paying attention, that is not the same 12 that I picked up at an auction last spring. A guy came by, was kind enough to gift me this thing with a deck for the other 12. Of course, it wasn't running when he brought it over. I worked on that the other night. Maybe I should have shot a video on that, but I didn't. Anyway, let's get this Farmall out of here. Well, this thing sure is running nice lately. There. Pull this right up to the power wash station here. Again, guys, she needs a bath in a pretty bad way. Haven't done anything to this except put the nice new tire on, which is holding up real nice. But she definitely needs a shower. And I figured since we got all this rain today, just like every day, driveway's already wet, might as well just wash that right now. I tell you what, guys, this old power washer, just like the forklift, one of the best investments I ever made. Don't know what I'd do without it. Okay, locked and loaded. Let's get some water. Well, guys, kind of picked up a new head here over the weekend too. Check this thing out. This is a 216. That's one better than my 215. Friend had this combine that he sold a while back, but he kept the header for it, so he got in touch with me and said, hey, I know you got a 6600. Want to use that? And then there's this little guy right here. I've gotten no farther on this. It's still sitting exactly the way that I had it. I haven't had time to split it. I'm hoping to get to that this Sunday, but we'll kind of just play it by ear and see how it goes. Yeah, let's wander back here. Now, friends, remember, this is the first field of corn that I planted. I took you all along for this journey. This corn's looking really, really well. Probably the best corn I've had ever. Being it's the first corn I ever planted, it has to be. Look who's hanging out here. Are you a child of the corn? Oh, you little turkey. Anyway, let's get in here, friends, and have a good look. Now, what I've noticed, a lot of these stalks are putting on 2 ears. Guys, I understand that most of the time the second ear doesn't put anything on. The first one does all the work. But look at these. I mean, I think there is a definite... There's going to be a lot of these stalks that actually put on 2 harvestable ears. So that's pretty cool. Weed control's not too bad in this field. I got a few spots where maybe I overlapped the sprayer or something, but hey, whatever. You'll have that. Well, anyway, let's get on the tractor and take a little spin, check out the next field. There, kind of. That's better. That won't fall off now. Man, guys, wouldn't you know, just rained. You know, yesterday, the day before that, a little bit earlier today. Then the sun comes out and then it rains again. I don't know what part of the world most of you are in, but here in Michigan, it has been raining like every day for the last 369 days, including all winter. Yeah, it rained most of the winter. I mean, trying to get rid of this mud, which I know a lot of you guys said my gravel wouldn't work. It still works, but need more. Need some over there. I really could use some right there now. Again, we'll get to it when we get to it. Let's move. Okay, let's move. Oh, that's falling all apart. Well, let me just gently set that over there for a few minutes. I'll get it when I get back. Good, I didn't get the coil too wet. Let's haul ass. It'll warm up and come right out of that pretty quick here. I hope. Look at that shine, that's nice. Okay. Let's grab for it. There you go. Sweet. All right. Let's ride, friends. Shining like 7 minutes ago and it was looking really nice, like a good day for a tractor ride, so I pulled my tractor out and washed it. So much for that. So guys, I'm not going to let a little rain deter my fun. Here's the next corn. Let's get off and have a peek here. Looks all uniform in height. Every single, let's wander in here a little bit. A lot of these double ear stalks. Gosh, you gotta love that. Weed control's not too bad on this field either, so I'll take that. All right, well, I don't know what the weather's gonna do here, friends, so let's just continue on. We're moving. I got a little thistle there, but it's all dead now, so that's good. That's the second field of corn that I planted on the same day as the first field of corn I planted. Again, I think now if I could just get corn to come above $3.25 a bushel. You know what they say, guys, expect the worst, hope for the best. Well, sure, let's just run with that. Neighbors' crops all look really nice. That doesn't look very nice. That's surrounded by good corn. This would not be the place to run it again. No one would see I was here. Okay, good enough for me. There's the first field of soybeans. That was planted a day after that corn was. Sprayed it once and I think everything's, I got a few wet spots. There's tile in this field, but it still has spots that just stay wet. There's nothing I can do about that. Let me go up ahead here, pull in, and we'll get a good look at what these actually look like. There. I'll just whip it right down here. This tractor's even got some brakes. I'm not used to that kind of thing. And there. Let's have a little look here, guys. See how this is doing. From where I'm standing, everything sure looks good. We're knee-high-ish. That ain't bad for this time of year. Not bad. Now again, guys, this field has some tile in it, so it has a fighting chance when we've had when we've had like 8 3/4 inches of rain in 10 days. But let's just grab a random plant here. Okay. So, I'm getting the light here. There. So, on this random plant, I got nodules making fertilizer. Pink inside, that's good. That's a good thing. Let's see, I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pods, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pods, oh shit, more than that. All over the place already. I got flowers. Nodes look good. Everything. This has potential to be one hell of a nice soybean field. No question about that. 15-inch rows, everything's all closed in, canopied over. Now, if I get the rain to shut off for about a month, I don't have to worry about mold or anything. And this field will have a fighting chance of really doing good this year. This field always seems to hold its own pretty well. I keep the fertilizer program looking pretty good on it. And, you know, I try to take care of things the best I can. But this is the one that usually helps pay the rent for the other two. We'll get to that. There, I haven't done this in a while, so I thought I'd wander down to the center of this guy here. And again, as far as the height goes, that's perfectly fine. I'll take that all day long. Let me grab another random plant here. Okay, just kind of stick. There we go. Okay. Oh, jeez. I actually broke him off of there, so this one, same thing. Got pods starting. Looks like what could be a whole heck of a lot of pods on that. Dang. So needless to say, I'm happy with how this field looks right now. Things are looking pretty okay out here. I can't complain. There's a weed or two here and there. Nothing I can do about it now. I'm beyond the point where I can spray this field, so hopefully, that's a weed or two that don't hurt my feelings any. Now, half a crop of weeds, that's another whole story. So I suppose, so we're going to continue on that way. Now the next field we're going into is the one I did the video on cost of farming, can the 50-year-old equipment get it done, blah, blah. And if you watched that one, at the very end, I kind of did a cost breakdown and what it has to do in order to not lose me money. Got to make 28 bushels to the acre. Some areas of the world, that's not a lot of beans. Some areas of the world, that's a halfway decent crop. And like I said, as far as I'm concerned with that field, guys, that's an untiled, light ground, yet seems like the water table's only down about that far. So light ground, but it either gets really dry or way too wet. And we're on the verge of way too wet right now. So let's see how that looks. Let's just say those two cornfields and this soybean field. Oh, geez. Water hemp. That stuff is so hard to eradicate. Anyway. So guys, yeah, let's say that between those two cornfields that we already looked at and this soybean field, this is where the good crops, the good ground stops. Stuff kind of goes downhill from here. You'll see. Okay. There you go. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Had no doubt. Tell you what, guys, this tractor just runs better and better every time I get her out of the shed. Well, at first glance, this doesn't look too bad. This is the field that I did the video on. You might recognize the barn. Let's wander out there. Some of that, I can tell, is already damaged with too much water. It looks awful light colored out there, but hey, we'll just have to go for a walk and see. So let's wander down here a little bit. Now, this field would have been planted 10 days after the one we just left. Let me grab a random plant from up here where the ground isn't so bad. Okay, and clearly, we got lots of nodules. That's excellent. We're making nitrogen. I'm glad to see that. I got pods starting, not quite as far along as the other field, yet still lots of flowers. Height is 2 to 3 inches shorter than the other one, but hey, that's great. Now let's wander down there where the ground gets shitty. Stuff looks really nice right here. Out of this 30-acre field, 15 to 20, what the hell? I got cranes out here. I have to go chase them off in a minute. But again, guys, this field, maybe 20 acres of this 30-acre field, maybe more like 15, is okay ground. And I don't mean great, I mean it's okay. The back half is really terrible. And them big bastards don't help any either. Okay, friends, this is what I mean right here. See how much thinner the stand is here? The plants are half the size of the plants up there. It's just like, this is such light sand, and it either stays way too wet or way too dry. It never grows great crop back here. But it's just patches. So there's a patch, you can see it gets better over there, gets better over there, gets better over here, gets shitty over there. She's kind of sand-like. On a positive note, I mean, weed control's pretty good. I had a little nutsedge out here. Seems like I killed 99% of it, but it's that 1% that'll repopulate the whole field next year. Because that's the way, see, like right there. A little bit here and there. But, so now, here's the big question, friends. Do I think this field's gonna go 30 bushel to the acre this year to pay for itself? Looking at it right now, I don't know. That's a tough call. I mean, probably. But, again, until I run a combine through it, we won't know. Again, not the worst soybeans I've seen by any means, and I see a lot of soybeans in my day job, but certainly not the best ones I've ever seen either. So, positives, guys. Weed control's pretty good out here this year. Coverage is pretty good out here this year. I got a lot of flowers, so it means I could very well put on a lot of pods. If the rain slows down just a smidge, lets it dry out a little bit out here, a couple of heat units, this soybean field could really come back and surprise me. But again, right now, I'm not holding my breath for much more than that guarantee of about 28 to 32 to 35 bushels out here, tops. But again, I don't know. This field could still go 40. Who knows? Soybeans are hard to judge. And maybe I'm my own worst critic on all these things. Who knows? Okay, onward, Iowa Silver. Actually, for that just getting rained on, it dried up pretty good. On to the next one. Yeah, look at that water. Just sitting there. And finally, let's look at this 25-acre disaster out here. Now, this field was planted May 31st. Beans are really small. The ground is really heavy and really wet. Standing water down there, standing water right there. I think if this field fills one of my 400 bushel trucks, I'll be okay with that. I don't expect much, but man, I also didn't expect that it would be one of those years where we have monsoon rain 5 inches a week for 30 weeks straight. That's just not helping anything. So there, you can, that's just, okay. Well, I got nodules, we're making nitrogen. I got a lot of stuff that could potentially make this plant a little bit better. Not hit the reproductive stage yet, no flowers. Let's go out here a little further. Now I'm gonna come out of this field 5 inches taller than I came into it. Any of you guys that farm heavy ground, you know what I'm talking about right now. If you're wondering exactly what this field looked like a little bit ago, this is the field that I did the 1800 run the field cultivator. I think it was first 40 acres in 20 years or something like that. I finished this off with the 1800 and planted it like that night. So it ain't looking real great. Normally, guys, this untitled hunk of junk does great on a dry year, which we haven't had. The stand count is horrible. Half the plants didn't even come up. Weed control's not too bad. I've been out here, I sprayed it once. The pre-emerge went on nice. So, I mean, I got that going for it. But I mean, otherwise, this is a sad looking field of beans. I'm almost embarrassed to show you, but you guys are my friends, so hey, it happens to the best of us, right? Yep, more standing water, yellow beans. Again, I don't know, if I get 400 bushels out of this field, I think I'm gonna be lucky to have it. Now, let's go down to the front half of this field and look at that last bit of corn that I planted that looks just as bad as these beans, if not worse. Now, another factor that doesn't help this field at all, if you guys are faithful followers and you've watched, like when I came out here and did a little field tour, this field I had sprayed down some wheat on. There was pretty much weeds growing everywhere. So, I mean, it came a long way from the bullshit that it was. Let's say that. Does it have a long way to go? Sure. Now, if, and I say if, because this is a huge if and probably 10 to 1 unlikely, but if it does dry out and we get a nice dry fall, I got a V-ripper I'm going to borrow, and I'm going to deep rip this son of a gun. Maybe it will help it drain a little. I mean, tile's the right answer here, guys, but I don't own this field, and I sure ain't putting tile in it. But, oh well. It's all part of the fun, all part of the experience. Let's move on. Beans on this end aren't quite as bad as the beans over there, but still, they're at least filling the rows. There's some sad looking corn. Not all of it, but enough of it. Now, if you look close, I mean, really squint your eyes, you can see where the water lays. I mean, the blind man can see this at the point. And well, here's the last bit of corn I planted. It's, you know, some parts look okay at best. And then you get this garbage. That water just laid in here and laid in here, and it's still laying in here and made a real mess out of this crop. And, you know, there's spots that don't look as bad, but for the most part, this field isn't gonna yield me really anything. Not like I was once hoping it might. I thought maybe the corn would be a little stronger in the dry or the wet ground, but I am Not at that point now. I mean, it's getting the heights. Most of it is. But again, guys, this is a very disappointing cornfield. But nothing I can do about that now. I think when fall rolls around, this will obviously be the last thing that I combine this year, because it's going to take the longest to mature, even if, for whatever does mature out here. Some of it just won't. There's no question about that. But we'll see what it turns out to be. So if anybody was ever curious if drain tile's worth the money, well, a couple years like this, that drain tile's paid for itself. And then some, I promise you. Oh well, let's take this beauty back home. Well, we made her back. Let's just put this thing right in the front before it gets rained on again. There, good enough. Oh, let me get myself down from here. Well, now I just got to fire that thing up and put it away, drive it through the mud, get the door shut, and call it a night. Well, guys, so there you have it. I mean, let's have a few takeaways from what we've seen today. Some crops look really great, and some of them look really poor. It's just the best way. I mean, there ain't no better way to put it than that. That's just the way that it is. And that's the way life is. Some days are better than others. You know what else we can take away from this? One, hey, I ain't got any weeds. That's pretty good. I guess I'll take that. Weed control's in good order. Got to have a sweet Friday ride on my tractor, and I got to hang out with all you guys today. So it ain't a total loss, even if some of the crops aren't looking so hot. The ones that are make up for it, and well, it's all part of the journey. Have fun along the way. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
What made you realize he's the one?
He has a big heart.